I was returning back to Lagos with a timer on my heels. Last year, December, was when I got the news of the layoff that was going to be happening on the 30th of January, coupled with the surgery I had for the ingrown nail. I was beating myself up. I had done my best, or at least the best I knew how to do. And I just come to the conclusion that maybe it just wasn't for me. I was going to make do with the best I could when I got back to Lagos. I had no plans, and the most logical thing to do would be to apply for jobs. But I didn't even have the energy in me to apply for jobs. Today is my first day at my new working place, so I'm going to also be restocking my refrigerator and also getting some hygiene stuff. I've cleaned the house, I've done mopping. Today is Monday, and as you can see, today is Monday, 3rd of February. I have already charged my PC, have everything charged. Hopefully they bring lights. Yeah, let's go along. I have to get them to pick this laundry. My favorite Crocs, because honestly, you can wear Crocs anywhere. So it's actually empty. So today I had to get them to come over and install an inverter solar system in my house. Because where I work and the kind of work I do, it demands that I have 24/7 electricity. And regardless of the fact that I'm using a band A, it is almost impossible to have lights 24/7. So it was a sacrifice I had to make. Remember, I had severance from the other job, and so I put the entire thing into getting this inverter system so that I could also excel on my new job. So I like to keep like one of these jotters per client. So what I do is that I jot today's date and just notes. I mean, a lot of people use digital notes, but honestly, this is a lot better for me. So I jot down what I need to do, and then I get to do them. So yeah, let's get right back to work. So how did we get here? The last time I made a vlog in December, I had mentioned how I was going to be out of a job by this time in 2025, and I did not know what to do. And that was true. That was very true. I had come back to Lagos with no plans. I did not have it in me to apply for any job. I was counting days, literally counting days on my calendar and checking it up to the last day I was going to work at my former place of work. I also had doubt. I also had imposter syndrome. I had begun to doubt myself. It wasn't like I wasn't great at my job, but a lot of factors had contributed to us getting to the decision where I and my manager had decided that it was best that we just go our separate ways. I would say there was friction and there was just no compatibility in working styles, but at the end of the day, I'm looking back and it was the best that I had that I left the job. So when I was done working with them, I returned back my work tools with no plans to apply for a job. I got a severance, which was equivalent to 1 month's pay. It wasn't really going to be enough in Lagos because Lagos is just like New York, but I was going to make it work anyways because I did not plan to apply for any job. I was emotionally tired and I was almost depressed. On the last day after returning the mark to the office, I got a text message from this group I belong to, and there was a vacancy that had to be filled. And so I reached out to the poster and was like, hey, I see there's this vacancy. I just want to apply for it and see how it goes. She was like, sure. And I sent my CV and almost immediately I was called for an interview. I had my interview that evening, which was a Friday evening. And then I was scheduled for a follow-up interview on Saturday. I had a follow-up interview and I got the job. Funny, right? And then on Sunday I got my offer letter and on Monday I started. So it was almost as though I never even lost a job at any point. Then I was also offered salary which is similar to what I was being paid in my former place of work. And I would say that although it's like, oh, you didn't bargain for something higher, I actually did get paid higher, right? In my former place of work, I would work around 18 to 20 hours a day, and I still work Saturday and Sunday. And now just opposing it to somewhere where I work only 7 hours a day and I don't work Saturday, Sunday, and if I work any extra hours, even 30 minutes, I'm paid for that extra time, as opposed to when I was working without boundaries. So I would say I got a better end of the stick. The point of this vlog for me is to encourage anyone out there that doesn't even know what's happening in his or her life. I didn't know what was happening. I didn't know that everything was just for the best for me. I felt slighted. I felt I wasn't treated properly, and I was angry and I was hurt. But looking back, I'm grateful that everything that happened, and I am where I am today, right? I'm even being able to cook. Cooking was a luxury I couldn't afford in my former place. I had to order out, right? And I spent a lot of my salary just either ordering food, having someone do a lot of things for me so I could focus all my time and energy, right? Not to say that the people I worked with weren't great. It was just the conditions was not ideal for the kind of life I want to live. I wish things went in a better way. But at the end of the day, I'm happy still that I am where I am. I love where I work. And where I work, they love me too. It's amazing, honestly. The work culture, just the way staffs are being treated. One of the first things I had to fight when I said this new job was imposter syndrome. Because of the way the other job was, I was scared that I was not fit for this new job and I was unable to deliver the kind of quality of work that I would usually know I could deliver. And so I had to take time out to pray, to go back, refresh my memory. And after working 1 month with my boss, he could not stop raving to everybody that Mirya is the best staff he has ever worked with. I'm just happy because not letting the imposter syndrome or PTSD just ruin the work for me was a great blessing. I think it's just as a point of reminder to anyone that you may have had not so great work experience, but it should never determine how you come out and show up for the next work you have chosen to do. I'm just really grateful also for the friends I had. My friends who called, they check up on me, they're always sending opportunities my way. and just making me know that, hey, this is just like things just really work out doesn't mean that you yourself you're faulty, or you yourself are not a great person. If of a truth you were just not an excellent person in work, then you can take courses, make yourself better. And those were the things I did, right? And I really love the output of work I give where I am currently. And this is not to say that as humans, or I never made any mistake, but this is really just to say that if of a truth you did make a mistake, there's always going to be a chance for you to redeem yourself. No one opportunity is the opportunity of a lifetime. There'll be other opportunities of a lifetime that will come, and it just depends on how you handle those kind of opportunities and how you iterate, right? Maybe Mirya of the former place was Mirya 2.2, now she's like Mirya 2.4. all right, the point is we keep getting better, we keep reiterating, we keep learning from our mistakes until we become that perfect person that we have always wanted to be, right? The perfect badass career woman or career man that we've always wanted to be. It took me a while to make this vlog and just share this story of how I got to where I am today, because of I was afraid of how people would perceive me or how people would judge me, because I've always had this perfect picture of myself and I've always put it out there to the world that I am this perfect, infallible person. But just this experience has allowed me to be vulnerable and share even my struggles in growing through the career ladder. And I'm also grateful for all the work experiences I have gone through, because they've helped me to build a very great portfolio, and each experience has added a feather to another experience and made me a more rounded individual. In my spare time, I try to learn a lot about venture space, venture capital, how I can contribute to the wealth of the nation. A lot of things I'm able to do now that I never would have put my mind to do, because of I had never been in that space before. But just being in that space, I've opened my mind to a lot of opportunities. So like my mom will say, no experience is ever a waste. And yeah, so if you're like in the job search right now, trying to figure out like getting a job, trying to figure out just a lot of things, don't give up. No experience is a waste, literally. Another factor that really affected me was because of the way I'm very open with my parents, sharing with them about my jobs, my challenges. I share that a lot with my parents because they understand, they've been there, right? Not like they've been there, but our parents had civil service jobs that were very stable, and so they've never really been in a place where they had to keep applying for jobs to get to a certain point or grow in their career ladder. But then we have to keep applying for jobs every 2 to 3 years so we can increase our earning power and get further up in the career ladder. So yes, there's that differentiating factor, but the fact that they've also been in the job market before, maybe not even as much as we have been, but they've held down the job and they understand the challenges of working with different people. I like to share it with them, and most times I know my parents are worried, like I take so much risk, always applying, always reaching out for other opportunities, and I'm like, my eyes are bigger than where they should be at my age. But I like sharing it with them, and so I just felt like I was disappointing them. But at the end of the day, I just realized that if I don't reach out for the things that I want to reach out to, I am disappointing myself.